Hi and welcome to my North Knit Corner. My name is Anne and I come to you from the south of Norway, where I live with my husband and our 3 boys. Welcome back if you have been here before, and welcome if you're here for the first time. I hope you will like it here. Here I talk about my knitting journey, what I'm knitting on, and I have quite a few finished objects today. So I really hope that you want to join me. That would be very nice. I'm excited to film this episode today. I always love to talk about knitting. And so welcome so much. I hope you have something good to drink and are ready for some knitting chat. I have timestamps on my episode and I have information about everything I talk about in the description box below. There I link to my Ravelry projects and I link to my social media information and also social media information to the people I talk about, the designers and so on. It's early Thursday morning here. I believe it's the 10th of August today, if I'm not mistaken. So August is well underway. The kids are still home. It's just one more week of school vacation and then school starts. And I think that will be good. I love to have everyone home, but it will be good to get back to normal and have a routine and all that. But I think the kids are enjoying every day with no school, so they have one more week. But they are sleeping, and that's a good time for me to record an episode, and I'm excited to talk some knitting. Let's start with the first FO, and it's what I'm wearing, and it's another Wilfreda sweater. I've knitted one before. This is a design by Wenche Roald, a Norwegian designer. I've knitted one in this pink fade. That was the advent calendar that I had last year. And now I have gone for less color. Only some speckles. The color is from Unique Garn, which is a Norwegian hand dyer, and it's a reinforced thin yarn, 85% merino and 50% nylon, in the colorway Fruktnøtt or Fruit Nut, and that's my favorite chocolate. So I chose the yarn mostly for the name. No, I wanted like a creamy colored sweater with some speckles, and I got exactly what I was thinking or envisioned. So I'm very happy about that. I knitted it together with a strand of Viking kid silk in the color 302 white. And I'm so happy with that result. And it of course has these beautiful cables on the yoke, which is not great to knit. It's not a problem, it just takes a while, but it's only 2 rounds, so that's doable. And it turns out so nice. I have knitted the size medium. Last time I knitted the size small, and that fits me not perfect, but it's a more tighter fit, and I wanted a looser fit this time with more positive ease. So I went for a medium, and I'm really happy with the choice because it turned out exactly as I wanted. So both color and fit is perfect, so I'm happy. It's knitted on 4.5 and 6 millimeter needles, which is US 7 and 10. Yeah, it weighs 251 grams, so I used under 2 skeins of the hand-dyed yarn, which is great. And yeah, I think I have like 30 grams left or something of the hand-dyed, so that's great. That I can use for something else. What can I say more about this? I don't think it's much more to say, just that it's a very nice pattern. It's very easy and goes by so fast on thick needles. Yeah, and I love it. So this is a 10 out of 10 for me, I think. I will use it so much this winter. But it's not fall or winter yet, and this is quite good and warm, so I think I will change. There, then I have changed into something more light and airy, not so warm. And it's my next finished object, which is Ranunculus by Midori Hirose. This is my Ranunculus number 3. Love this pattern so much, as many of you do as well. I've knitted the size 1, and this is knitted in Mrs. Fox thin shawl yarn in the color ginger, together with Sandnes thin line, which is the viscose and linen and cotton blend, I believe. And this is the color ochre, yeah. The color number is 2527. I knitted on needles 5 and 6 millimeters, and I believe that's what's in the pattern as well. That's US 8 and US 10 needles. So this is, I'm so happy with this as well. The first time I saw this pattern, I thought, I can't understand why it's so popular, why people are knitting several of this top, especially Selma in Little Big Knit. Isn't that the name of her podcast? She knitted so many of this, and I think she still knits the Ranunculus. I think she recently had one more finished. And I didn't really understand the hype of it, if I can say that. But I knitted my first one in sock yarn and mohair, and I was immediately drawn in. I was bitten by the Ranunculus bug. So now I have 3, and this is more, the other ones are more winter Ranunculus. This is more spring and summer. Yeah, it weighs 150 grams. I used under 2 balls of the Sandnes thin line. So I actually have 2 more balls left of that yarn because I bought it for another project. But so I don't know what I'm going to use that for. It will be enough for another t-shirt, but I don't know. I'm a very loose knitter, and knitting only with 1 strand of thin line isn't great because it gets very holey and very see-through, even though I knit with thin needles. So I think I need another yarn to hold together with it, like I've done with this one. But we'll see. Maybe that's a thing for spring next year. Anyway, very happy with my Ranunculus. It has the beautiful structure on the yoke, which is so much fun to knit, and I love it. I think it looks so great. And it's pretty cropped. I'm wearing a high-waisted pants today, so it fits perfectly with that one, and will go nice over dresses as well. So I'm very pleased with my Ranunculus. It has its own, yeah, these two and the love note. It's like an own genre of knitting. Yeah, just so much fun to knit, and it has such a perfect fit, and well as this one I also do. So I love them. I have another finished summer top, and it's the Moonset Tea by Osetta. Alice Medley, I believe her name is. Here it is. It's a bit crinkly because it's been folded up, but I really love the color on this one. I think that's what makes me like it so much. I knitted the size extra small this time. I've knitted one more of these before, but then I knitted the small size. But since I'm a loose knitter, it was quite wide, so I did a few increases in the side, and at the bottom I did a lot of increases before I started the hem. And I, instead of an I-cord, which is supposed to be on the Moonset Tea, I did a double ribbing, and that turned out really good. I wear that one a lot, and I really like it, but I really wanted to try and knit another one in extra small to see if I can knit it as it was intended in the pattern. And I knitted on size 2.5 millimeter and 3 millimeter needles, which is US 1.5 and US 2.5. Yeah, the color is gray 415. Yeah, it's like a bluish gray. Yeah, I don't know what to say really. I knitted the body as it said in the pattern this time. No decreases, just did what it said. But if you remember, if you were here last episode, I had done the I-cord edging on the hem, and I wasn't pleased with how it looked. It was very thick, but then someone commented maybe it was because I'm such a loose knitter that it looked so bulky, or yeah, and that makes sense to me, because when I have been looking at other people's pictures of the Moonset Tea and really looked at the I-cord edging, and it doesn't look that bulky as mine did. Have I even said what yarn I'm knitting this in? I don't think so. I just said the color, didn't I? Viking Bambino is the yarn, and it's cotton and bambino blend. Yeah, now I've said it at least. Anyways, so what I did, I ripped back the I-cord that I did, and I did an I-cord over one stitch instead of the count that says in the pattern. And I think that looks more neat and nice than the bulky edging. So I'm very pleased with that decision. Then I knitted one arm. I picked up the stitches that was, or the amount of stitches that the pattern said, And I knitted the whole sleeve, and it looked very big and sloppy, if that's the word, I don't know. And I didn't like how it looked. And I also study other people's finished objects, pictures of this tee, and some of them had big sleeves, but some didn't, and I didn't want it, so I ripped back, picked up fewer stitches, and now I'm pretty happy with how it is. It looks weird, maybe, like it's not supposed to be like this, but when it's on, I think it's okay. And I also did the 1 stitch I-cord on the edge here. All in all, I'm pretty happy with it. I think I like the other moonset tee I've knitted more than this. Even though I did a lot of modifications on the other one. I think I like that more than this, but it's very soft and comfy to wear. The fabric that you get from Viking Bambino is so soft and yeah, very, very nice. So it's very nice to have on. So I will absolutely use it, but I think I like the other one more, strangely enough. Yeah, so that's my moonset tee. I don't think I will knit it one more time. Who knows? But it's a great pattern. I really enjoyed knitting it. It has a lot. It has a fun construction, which I like when it's a bit of thinking and new things, and when I am not tired, that is. Because I think it was the last episode I told you that, or maybe the one before, that my head was not in the right place, and then I need stockinette. But when I'm not so tired, then it's fun with some new constructions and a bit of thinking work. To use my brain a little bit, yes. I have one more last summer top to show you. If it's the last summer tops of the needles this summer, I don't know. There might be one more on my needles, because I'm waiting for a summer pattern to be released so I can knit it. But my wardrobe is full of summer garments now, so maybe it's time to start knitting on something else. But here it is. It's my Streamline Thanx by Alexandra Tavel, which is 2 of 1s on Instagram. This is knitted in Viking Bamboo, which is just the thicker version of the Viking Bambino that I just showed you in the moonset tee. This is in the color Bright Pink, number 664. And it's the yarn is left over from the Slow Down sweater by Lily Kate Makes that I knitted in the spring. And I had a few balls of yarn left that I wanted to use. What can I say? I can say that I knitted the size extra small, but when I measure it, it's like a size between small and medium. So it's just because I'm a loose knitter again that I knitted the size extra small. It fits perfectly. I knitted on 4.5mm needles, USS 7. Yes, it's knitted in 2 panels, so front and back is knitted separately. It's totally the same. And then you have to sew it together, which I'm not very good at. I tried to to look at some YouTube tutorials about the mattress stitch and stuff like that, but it didn't make sense, or it does make sense, but not with this structure that I had here. Yeah, because it's nice structure in the sides of the top when you are supposed to sew it together. I did, but it's not very nice. But I can show you, because we are honest here, right? we show everything. It's not very neat and nice, no. But I think it looks okay on the other side. Okay enough. So all in all, it's okay for me. I also had to sew together the straps, and that's not nice at all. It doesn't look good. But oh well, I don't care. It's very nice to have on. Again, the cotton bamboo blend is turns out to be such a nice soft fabric. So I'm happy with this as well. I'm not sure how much I'm going to use it. We'll see. This summer it have been mostly rain, so it's not been a lot of days to wear summer garments really. But it's nice to have for future summers. Yeah, it weighs 146 grams. If I'm going to knit this again, which I might do, I want to knit it in the round. It's such an easy pattern that I think it will be easy to knit in the round. I don't think that's a problem. So that is what I'm going to do. Maybe not this year, maybe next year. We'll see. It has a split hem as well. I didn't show you. Yes. I was thinking about one more thing. What was that? That I can't remember. Okay. That's okay. Yeah, it's a free pattern. That's what I wanted to say. The Streamline Thanx is a free pattern, but if you go to the Ravelry site of the pattern, there's a link to another site, and there you can find the pattern, but it's a lot of commercials and stuff. So if you don't mind some commercials in between your knitting pattern, then go ahead and check it out. I didn't mind it. It's such a easy repeats and pattern that I didn't mind the commercials, but you can buy it as well. You can buy it on Ravelry, and then you don't need to watch any commercials. So that's that. And then I've knitted not a couple of socks, a pair of socks. It's the Acorn socks by Amanita Knits. I am so happy that I've knitted one more pair of socks, because I really want to knit more socks. It's knitted in yarn from Gramma, a Norwegian hand dyer, and the colorway is called Autumn, which I thought was very appropriate to Acorn socks. So I've had this as a plan for a long time, that I wanted to knit this pattern and with the yarn. The yarn I've had for 2 years almost, so it was time to knit it. And I knitted the size 1. I started knitting another size, but it got too big, so I went down to size 1. I think it's four sizes, if I'm not remembering wrong. I knitted on 2mm and 2.25mm needles, US 0 and US 1.5. It's a wonderful pattern. It's a toe up, and I recently discovered that I like to knit toe up socks. So that was fine. Not sure about the heel. I can't tell you what heel it is because I don't have a clue what it's called, but yeah, I'm not sure about that one. So if I'm knitting this again, which I think I will, then I will do an afterthought heel, I think. And I also did a mistake. Yes. I probably misread something or didn't read something in the pattern. So I have one less of these stripes, or what you can call it. I think it's supposed to be 4. And I only have 3. But that's okay. No big deal. It's only for me, and even though I was going to gift them, I don't think they would know. It's also a nice weld up here. I really thought that was fun to do. And it's a folded cuff, so you sew it down or you fold it over and sew it down. I knitted it down, but you can sew it. That's what you're supposed to. I want to knit them again, but I want to knit them in a solid color because I think they were a bit too variegated to get really let the pattern shine. So I want to do that when I find the correct color. I have a color in mind. And then I want to do some changes. I want to change the heel, and I want to omit the folded cuff and just do a normal ribbing, I think, because it's maybe I should have sewn it down and not knitted it down, because it doesn't give a lot of stretch here. Yeah, but next time I'll just do a normal ribbing. So very happy with one more pair of socks. Can't wait to knit more socks. Yes. And now I only have one more finished object. And that's just another dishcloth. Yeah. I told you that I wanted to knit more dishcloth because I think that they are the best dishcloths that is, yeah, bad English. I've knitted this in Hobby Rainbow cotton, the print version, which has more multicolored, which is multicolored yarn. Oh boy, my head is not working. Yes, it's the colorway 42, which is called Cassandra. When I was young or little, Cassandra was my favorite name. I wish that was my name. so it's quite fitting. Cassandra, which is not even a normal name in Norway. But I read a lot of English and American books when I was young. So. Anyway, I knitted on needles 2.5, which is a US 1.5. Did I say what the pattern was? Today I'm not good at podcasting. I'm so sorry. Gramma's Dishcloth by PJ Allen. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's very easy and nice dishcloth pattern. I did some more increases than the pattern says. because I want my dishcloths to be a bit bigger. I think this is too small as well. So next time I will use, or I will increase even more to have a bigger dishcloth. Because I put these in the washer and the dryer, and in the dryer it will shrink a bit. So I need to make them bigger. It weighs 18 grams, so that means I can get one more dishcloth out of my ball of yarn. So that's good. Okay, that was all of my FOs today. Works in progress. I have a few things on my needles, not a lot, because I'm trying to be good and finish some things. But the first one you haven't seen for a while, and it's the Girlfriend's Cardigan by Anke Strikk. I'm knitting this in Drops Flora, which is wool and alpaca blend, and with Dale Thin Kid Silk in these two colors here. And this is the color 4, medium gray, and this is 4002 gray, a bit lighter, so I get a really nice marling on my cardigan. And here is how far I have come. These have been in hibernation for a while because I've been knitting all the summer things, but now I really wanted to knit on this and be done with this, because I think it will be a perfect cardigan for fall. So I'm excited to get this done. I am knitting the size small on needles 3.5 millimeters, US 4. Yeah, and I have now put stitches off on hold for pockets. Yeah, so I have 5 centimeters left on the body before I can start the hem or the ribbing, which I'm very excited to do. So this is a priority for me now because I really want to have this done. Oh, I love it. Yes, I think it's a wonderful pattern. It was a gift, and that was so kind, so I think it's even more special for me. Yes, I am a bit tired of knitting back and forth, if I can be honest. This is more a project knit for me than a process knit, and that is not very often, I think. I really, really want to finish cardigan, but I am a bit tired of knitting back and forth. It is in garter stitch, which is wonderful, because then I don't have to do any purling. It's only a bit in the sides, which is just a couple of stitches. Get this nice detail in the sides. But now I feel like it's not growing. Like I feel I knit. I feel I only have knitted 0.5 centimeter or something, which is kind of frustrating. But it's okay. I've had some progress, absolutely. So now I only have 5 centimeters left, but it's quite some knitting before, even though it's only 5 centimeters. But I am loving how it looks, and I'm so excited to have this done. Let me see if I can get it on. Sorry if it touches the microphone. That was not a good idea, but you get the idea. Yeah, it's going to be so lovely. Yeah. this is going to be a favorite jacket. And it was, in the beginning, it was really fun because it was a new construction to me. You made an I-cord and you picked up stitches from there, which I thought was a very neat idea. So yeah, girlfriend's cardigan. And now I'm covered in mohair. I have this cord fabric pants on today, and it's so much mohair. Everything sticks to it. Anyway, the next one I have on my needles, you have also seen before. I've knitted one before and I started a new, and it's the Italian summer scarf by an Italian knitter. I'm knitting in Drop Spell, the color Dandelion. It's number 4. I think maybe it's discontinued. I'm not sure, but I bought this on sale several years ago, and yeah. I had 2 balls left after I knitted the Hemingway shorts, so I just wanted to knit it up and get it out of my stash. And since the scarf, the Italian summer scarf, recommended yarn is Sandnes Line, and Sandnes Line and Drop Spell are exactly the same blend. It's linen, cotton and viscose, exactly the same as Sandnes Line. But there's some strands of yarn here. This is how far I've come. And I've knitted up 1 ball of yarn, so now I am knitting with the other one, and I've started the decreases. So this will soon be finished, but this is just something I pick up now and then. I knit a few rows every day. So it's a really easy, nice pattern, free on Ravelry. I highly recommend. The other one that I knit in thin shawl yarn, which is merino, cashmere and silk. So soft and squishy. I love it. I'm not sure I'm going to use this. Maybe this will be a gift or something, because I don't know. I'm not a summer scarf person, I think. Maybe, who knows, maybe I will be. But yeah, but if not, it will be a very nice gift. Yes, so that's that. I'm knitting on 3.5mm needles, which is a US4. So it goes by pretty fast. It's just that I knit just a few rows every day, so it takes some time. Then I cast on Hipster Hat by Petite Knit. In start of October, we are going to Bulgaria. We've been there several times. I think this is the 4th or 5th time, but I think it's the 5th time actually. And we are seeing some friends there, a family that lives there, and that's exciting. And I want to knit them some gifts, so I thought maybe I could knit them a hat each. So 4 hats before October. I can do that. That goes by fast. So I started with the Hipster Hat in Sandnes Sunday. 2 strands in the color Ink Blue, which is number 6063. I'm knitting the size man, and yeah, on needles 3.5, US4 again. That's I think that's my favorite needles, because I knit with 3.5 so often. Yes, it's not so much to say about it. It's an easy ribbed hat. I just have to knit this for 20 more centimeters before I can decrease. But I think it will be a nice little gift. Yes, this yarn was bought for another project 2 years ago. I was planning to knit the Friday tee, so I bought yarn. I also bought white Sunday to have in the stripes. And I bought the pattern. And I was going to knit it the summer of 2 years ago. Did I knit it? No, I did not. And this yarn has been calling my name from the shelf and saying, you have to knit me now. You're tired of being in the shelf. But to be honest, I don't want to knit the Friday tee anymore. It's not. I don't know. Maybe in the future, but right now I'm not ready for that. Isn't it fisherman's rib or some half fisherman's rib or something? And I'm just, I don't have the patience for that right now, I think. So I decided to use it for this hat, and I have 2 more balls that I'm going to knit another hat with, and the white yarn, maybe I will hold it together with the mohair and knit a hat of that. We'll see. But it was like a really weight off my shoulders. That sounds so stupid. But this has been hanging over me like, you have to knit that Friday tee. You bought this yarn so long ago. But now I just decided I'm going to use that yarn for something else. I'm not going to knit the Friday tee right now. And that's okay. It's okay. Maybe in the future, not buy yarn and a pattern if you're not going to cast it on fast. I know myself, I'm going to do that again. But anyway, I'm using the yarn. So happy. It's freedom. Freedom. Okay. I have one more thing on my needles, which I'm so excited to show you. Because I love it. Last week I put up an episode where I talked about a knit along that I have started, which I'm so excited about, and it's the herbgarden KW Cal 23. And what we are doing, we are knitting 1 or more of the beautiful patterns from Hannah in Herbgarden Knitwear. And we are doing that all the way to the 30th of November this year. And then there will be prizes, of course. So I hope you want to join. I will link the episode from last week if you haven't seen it and you want some inspiration and you think maybe you want to join the Cal, then take a look. It would be so much fun if you want to join, because Hannah's patterns are wonderful and so much fun to knit. I've really enjoyed all the patterns that I've knit from her, and I'm excited to knit more of her patterns this fall. And there are also a discount code for 20% off all her self-published patterns on Ravelry, and I will put the code on the screen and I will also put it in the description box below. So if you want to buy a pattern, there's a discount code for you. So thank you, Hannah, for that discount code. Okay, the thing I want to show you that I think is so nice and beautiful is the Poise sweater by Hannah in Herbgarden Knitwear. Okay, I will try to show you. It really folds up, but I'll do my best. So many strands of yarn. Isn't it just perfect? I love it. I love the colors, and I can't take credit for the color choices because I've just chosen the same colors that Hannah knitted her sweater in because they're perfect. So why change it? I just love her color choice. So I shamelessly just copied her. And I'm happy I did, because they're so beautiful, so beautiful. Hannah kindly gifted me this pattern, so thank you so much. But even though she gifted it to me, I'll give you the honest opinion about it. And I truly, truly, truly love this pattern. It is just so easy, because when I saw it at first, I'm thinking, oh, it's cables and it's color work. It is some thinking you have to do, but actually it isn't. It went by so easy, and this that looks like cables really isn't. You don't need a cable needle, and it's just so intuitive and easy to do, and just the right amount of color work for me. And I'm so happy with how it turned out as well. I'm not the best color work knitter, although I have improved a bit, I think. But I feel like it's really nice and even. And of course that has something to do with the yarn that I haven't told you about yet. I'm knitting in Holst Super Soft, which is the yarn recommended in the pattern. I've been dying to try Holst Super Soft. I've heard so many people talk about it and saying that they really like it. And so I was so excited to try it. So I ordered some from Holst. And this is the color Space. And in the color work, I have the color Almond. I have to hide. Oh, no zooming. Yes, so it's really been a joy to knit with the yarn. It's very rustic, but I really enjoyed knitting with this. And I've heard that it will really bloom when it gets washed, so I'm excited to see how it will be. I'm knitting the size 4, and I'm knitting on 2.5 millimeters and 3 millimeter needles, so US 1.5 and US 2.5. Yeah, I'm really enjoying knitting on this, and I really just want to knit on this, but I want to finish the girlfriend's cardigan because I really want that one. And then I will focus on this. I just had to get started and knit all the fun things. Yeah, so excited to keep knitting on this one. And I really hope you want to join the Cal. That would be a lot of fun. And I also have a chat thread on my Ravelry group, my North Knit Corner podcast. So if you want to come and join us and talk about what you have chosen to knit, or you need some help, or you just want to talk, come on over. That would be fun. And put your projects on the hashtag herbgarden KWCal23 to join in for prizes. My only yarn acquisitions this time is the Holst Super Soft that I just showed you in my Poise sweater. So that's the only yarn I bought since last time. But I have a birthday coming up. August is my month. And I decided several months ago that in August I would give myself a birthday gift. It is also from my family, but but it's a needle set with interchangeable needles. And I asked on Instagram for advice, and I got a lot of feedback from you, so thank you. because I haven't never had interchangeable needles before, and it's a lot of money to use, so it's nice with some feedback from you who have tried it. I wanted to have some wooden needles because I have a lot of metal needles from a lot of different brands, but I want some wooden needles. And also I've heard that when you're a loose knitter that it might help with wooden knitting on wooden needles. Yeah, so I got myself, on advice from many others, the Chiagu bamboo set. So excited! I haven't tried them yet, so I'm very excited to do so. I just bought it yesterday when I was in town. And when I say in town, it's the town next to our little village. Kristiansand, it's called. Yeah, it's where I grew up, and then I moved to a little village outside of the city. Yes, but anyways, I got myself this, and many people recommended this Chiagu interchangeable bamboo set. But I also got some feedback that some have problems with snagging, that the yarn snags on, I think, in the place between the cord and the needle where you screw it together. So I was a bit on the fence. Should I get it? Should I not? But there were more people that really recommended them, so I gave it a shot because this was the only set that had the 0.25 and 0.75 needles, or like 3.75 and so on. And none of the other sets that I had the chance to get, because not everything is available to me, was or it would be really expensive to buy it from overseas. So none of the others had that. They only had the whole sizes, like 3.5 and 4 and so on. So that's why I chose this in the end, because I need those sizes. Yes, so here it is. And I'm very excited to try them. Like I said, never had interchangeable needles before, so I'm excited to try them. I might buy myself the red lace cords, but I will try this first because I love the red lace, and I guess you can buy them and use them for these needles as well. So I'm excited to do so, or to try them. Okay, plans. Yes, of course. There's so many plans that my head is almost exploding because there are so many things that I want to cast on. But I'm trying to be good and get something done first. Not because I have to, because it's my knitting and I can do whatever I want, but I just, for my own sanity and peace, I just want to at least get something off the needles before I cast on something else. But I want to knit more socks, more dishcloths, small things, because I have many garments now. My closet is overflowing. Even though I try to get rid of things and I try to sell things, but it's not really easy to sell either. So people don't want to pay what it's cost. Pay what it is worth. So yeah, but anyway, socks and dishcloths, and I have a shawl that I want to cast on. I have some sweaters I want to cast on. I have some hats I want to cast on. Okay, so my head is just full of things and I'm very excited. But I only have 2 hands, unfortunately. So it takes, but then I am very, I can't say blessed, because I would rather work than stay home. But when things is what it is, I'm lucky that I have so much knitting time and happy to have the knitting. So since it's August now, it's time to review how July went according to my plans. Because I have an annual plan, as you know, if you've been here before, and I'm taking my notes. Yes, let's see. I actually did a good job with my plan in July. I'm happy with myself. I knitted 4 things, or finished 4 things on my plan in July, which is quite good. It was the Spring Bloom Tee. It was 2 pairs of socks, which was with the self-striping yarn. So I had planned to knit that yarn up to socks, and I did 2 pairs. And I knitted the Hemingway shorts, which was also a plan to get rid of the drop spell yarn that I had in my stash. But I also knitted a lot of things which was from stash and scraps, which is also very good, because even though I hadn't planned to knit those things, I didn't buy new yarn, which is also a goal for me. And that was the Musselburgh hat, and it was the Brightest Tea, and both of them was knitted with Advent yarn from last year. And I knitted the Seacrest Tea, which I knitted with some drops cotton yarn that I had in my stash. That was scraps from another project, and I used scraps from the Seacrest Tea to knit the dishcloth. So I got rid of all that yarn, so I was happy. And then I also knitted an Italian summer scarf, which was also scraps from another project. So I am pretty happy with that. I only knitted 1 thing. That was not a plan, and that was new yarn, and that was the Vegas top. So in July, I knitted 1,338.7 grams. And if I remove the 2,009 grams that the Vegas top weighed, then I'm pretty happy with the grams I got out of stash. Yeah. So July was a good month for my annual plan. Hi, Editing Anne here. I forgot to say that there is one of the giveaway winners from the last episode that I haven't heard from. And I will write your name on the screen. I believe it was So Andy Sews. You have won a pattern of the Wilfreda sweater by Thanx. Please contact me on Ravelry or Instagram, and I will send the pattern to you. If I haven't heard from you before next episode, then I will draw a new winner. So yes, that's what was all I wanted to say. And this is where I live. Before I bid you adieu today, I will recommend an episode from Vanisha in the Woolly Worker. I can, of course, also recommend her podcast, which is wonderful. She is so thorough in the way she talks about her knitting projects. So I really enjoy her podcast and highly recommend it. She recently had an episode about Ravelry, which I found so inspiring. So I just wanted to share that with you. If you haven't seen it already, I highly recommend it, and I will link it below. I got so inspired, and she talked about how she uses Ravelry and showed a bit how you can do it. And she also talked about putting your yarn into the stash. I don't know what you call it in English, but you can put your stash on Ravelry and just put in all you have. And I have done that in the past, but I only put in the names and the yardage I had. I didn't take pictures and put in and stuff like that. So what I did when I saw her episode, I got so inspired. So I deleted everything that was there, because I have used some of it and stuff like that without changing the yardage in Ravelry. So I just started to put in my stash again, and now I have also taken pictures of the yarn, and I love to go in there and see on all my yarn and see what I have. I can see some of it here, but some is in boxes. So it's really inspiring just to go and look on Ravelry and look at the yarn that I have, and it's easier to see what I have. So I just don't run to the store and buy new yarn, and maybe I had the yarn already in my stash. And also it's so nice to you can start the project from the site where you have put in your yarn, and it will calculate for you when you put in how much you used. It will take away that amount you use for the project, and you can see what you have left of that yarn. So I just think it's great, and I don't know if I explain myself good enough. So I recommend you look at Manisha's episode, because she explains it really well. Yeah, but I just love it, and it's just another fun thing to do with in between the knitting, just record my stash and look at my stash. I love that a lot, so I highly recommend it. Okay, now I think it's time to say goodbye, because I don't think it's a lot to share about life either. Still vacation for one more week here for the kids, and then they will go back to school. So we're still somewhat in vacation mode here in the house. The kids sleep half of the day, and they are staying up half of the night. Yeah, teenagers. And even the youngest one, who's only 7, he follows his big brothers. So it's nice, but soon we have to change the rhythm of the sleeping to get ready for school. That will be a struggle. Anyways, that's not before next week, so let's not worry about that now. Yes, but this is just a lot of rambling, so I will just let you go. But thank you so much for being here, and thank you for all your heartwarming comments and your thumbs up, and for subscribing. If you're not subscribed already, but you like the content and like to listen to all my rambling, then please consider subscribing. That helps out my channel a lot. And join the Cal Herbgarden KW Cal 23. That would be so much fun if you did. Take care, and I will talk to you again in a couple of weeks. Bye!